Last time on Edgeworth Investigations. Oh my god, he's an earthbender. Holy shit! Hey guys, Wright here, and welcome back to Edgeworth Investigations. So I saw a comment last episode that was like, so how come when you record your voice sounds deeper than normal? And just to quickly answer that, some people when they sleep well or sleep poorly in the morning will sound very deep like I do now. And then during the afternoon, it'll kind of taper off. It's kind of weird. Some people have that. I don't know how far we're going to get. I don't know how much we have left, but let's see how far we can go. The Atrium Neutralis Lobby. I can't believe it, sir. Extraterritoriality. God damn it, I hate this word so much. Yes, and there's nothing we can really do about that. In the end, we didn't have enough authority to bring him to justice. I can't believe that even though we know he's the boss, we can't lay a finger on him. I know. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, sorry to skip out on you, but I've got some business to take care of. Alright. If we can't even give an evil guy like him a slap on the wrist, then what the heck were laws created for? What good are they? If the law can't help us, then I'll go as the Yatagrasu and take care of this myself. Wait, what could you possibly do? You only have two options, which is 1, frame him for something, or 2, murder him. Don't you dare. Mr. Edgeworth? Sorry, that was a bit too harsh. I know how you feel, sir. We're trying to take on an ambassador after all. You did tell us earlier to get out of the theater. This is their country, I guess. But I feel like I've been slapped across the face for just doing my job. What am I going to do? Should I retreat for now and formulate a better plan of attack? Come on, everyone, we can't just give up yet. Okay. I want you to think about something for a sec. We've never let up even for a second, and as long as we don't stop investigating, we might find the rotten treasure hidden here. She's right. Wow, okay. So Kay is literally just taking the place of every other freaking assistant in the series. I mean, seriously. Kay actually can do things that help the investigation. She has multiple skill sets. She seems to have a pretty decent amount of knowledge about the world. And on top of that, she's also very motivational, just like the others. So, sorry, Trucy and Maya. You two are good in your own way, but I think Kay is better in general. She's right. Come on, Mr. Edgeworth. You're right, Kay. Very well, let us reopen the investigation and see what we can find. Come on, Kay. Right behind you. I don't know why I'm doing all these funny poses, but they're fun to do. Okay, then I'll go check out Bobble a bit more, sir. And I have something that I need to investigate further in Alabast. And all my friends are gone. Who am I kidding? I don't have friends. Now then, before I gather any more information, I should do a bit of housekeeping. Passion flowers down a erase from my organizer. I don't know why, but the way that's written, it just kind of makes it sound like Edgeworth said that out loud. The Atrium Neutralis Lobby. Pastor Alba seemed agitated over something. Yeah, I would too if I was completely guilty. I wonder why. There are two special circumstances that surround the ambassador. First, the embassy itself has extraterritorial rights. If something happens on Alabastian soil, we are unable to legally prosecute him. Cool, sounds like embassies are a perfect place to steal whatever you want. And Murder de Masse 2 run a smuggling operation and make counterfeit bills, apparently. But I thought all the counterfeiting was done by Mr. Cochin and Bobble. Yes, he apparently used the embassy's coupon printing press to do it. But it's the same story over there anyway. Bobble also has extraterritorial rights. Which brings me to my next point, the ambassador's extraterritorial right. Can we stop saying this word, please? Those rights are effective even in our own country. Really? No matter what happens, he can never be tried in our courts. He retains some very special rights indeed. Basically, no matter what wrongs he may commit, we can't bring him to trial here. So I guess we really can't do anything, can we? Nope, let's just give up and go home. We might stand a chance if we can somehow nullify either one of his special rights. Okay, cool, I can walk now. I was having problems with controls earlier. What's this? Oh, cool stuff. This is taken just before the two ambassadors gave their bouquets to the Steel Samurai. Wait, is it just my imagination? Or is there something in this picture that I've seen before? I won't rest until I've inspected the picture. I don't know. The symbol? I don't think so. Ooh, what is this shiny thing? This doesn't look right. It appears to be a bouquet of Persian cyclamens and roses. Wow, you even know the exact species? I never would have figured you an expert on flowers. It's all because of those flowers that old lady sends me every month. I can only imagine that freaking, message that comes with that. Dear Edgy, this is the 224th day I've sent you flowers. There is still no response, only restraining orders. I'm sure it's a mistake and they're meant for someone else. Just look at me, I sound like some sort of botanist. I don't know, botany's pretty cool, Edgeworth. So, what exactly is this yellow flower here? That one. I'm not sure. What? You don't know? As far as I can recall, I've never seen a flower like this before. But I feel as though I've seen this shape somewhere before. You know what? I'd better see what logic we have. Renovations. Coaching's counterfeiting op. Can we connect any of this stuff? Does it hurt us if we do? I don't remember. Let's try. Oh shit, I forgot it never healed us. Oh, that's not good. But I can kind of see these going together. Yeah, okay. We know that the counterfeit bills were printed using the embassy's press. But the necessary materials, such as Bobley's ink and paper, must have been hidden in a secure location. But what do you think would have happened if the renovation had begun? Well, he probably had to find a better hiding place or get rid of it all. Right, so we can assume that the renovation was the cause of the plate and bills disposal. And the reason Mr. Cochin was killed as the ringleader of a smuggling operation. Based on what we know, who do you think has the one with the most to gain? Not us. Look at that. We mess up twice and we had to start this whole thing over. I thought it would regen our health a little, but I guess not. Oh boy, I shouldn't have played that fun guessing game in the last episode. I thought it might have healed us, or I thought it would heal us. Sorry for my improper grammar. I don't know, we just talked about Cochin a second ago, so I'm gonna say Quercus. Okay, good, I'm right. It's the one person who has been erasing all evidence of the smuggling operation. From both embassies, the co-conspirator who is mopping up Ambassador Alba. Ambassador Alba had a very strong motive to kill Manny Cochin. Cool. Move to kill Cochin, agitated Alba. I feel like those could go together. But, you know what? Yeah. Let's try. Doesn't hurt. We're already near death anyways. Oh, hey, woo. The cause of Ambassador Alba's agitation, the rotten treasure we may find, and the motive for killing Mr. Cochin. Miss Yu said it herself that she didn't kill anyone here tonight. If we were to take her words at face value, then the reason for the ambassador's nervousness can only be one thing. He didn't want us to discover the real circumstances under which Mr. Cochin was killed. You mean Ambassador Alba's the real killer? But I thought the two of them were friends. Maybe they were, but what if Mr. Cochin was the one who first betrayed their friendship? Oh, I get it. Wasn't Mr. Cochin pushing really hard for Mr. Polano to be ambassador after the reunification? Yes, and that was the real reason why he wanted to steal Alabas Primadou statue. So Mr. Cochin hired Damas II to go steal it for him. But when Ambassador Alba found out what he was up to, he killed Mr. Cochin. It is definitely a possibility at this point. Those two really were thinking of no one but themselves. But the question now is, how did he do it? Ambassador Alba was in Alabast. Mr. Cochin's body was discovered in Babel, right? Right, and that is what we must solve next. I always kind of found it weird on K's design, like, Ace Attorney characters, unless they're making, like, a specific expression, like, Callisto Yu laughing, they always seem to have really tiny mouths, and K's opens like crazy. It's like a quarter of her face. So I guess our next step is to try and deduce whatever the hell this thing is, because they took notice of it, just as I did, but, I don't know what it reminds me of. Like, it has a symbol on it. Oh boy, I can't... Wait a minute. Is that... Oh, that's the back of that knife! Wow, I'm surprised at how quickly I found that. Eureka! I love freaking excited Edgeworth so much. Bauble's national symbol is the butterfly and Alabast is the flower. It would appear that someone is employing the old hide a tree in the forest trick. What are you mumbling to yourself about? Wait, what? The handle on this knife. Ah! Yes, it's the handle that was supposed to be on the blade that killed Mr. Kochin. The weapon that killed him was carried through the Theatrum Neutralis. In the very bouquet Ambassador Alba was carrying. Bouquet. Yay! Wow, we're getting through this much more quickly than I thought. The flower motif. It looks like one of the flower petals is missing. Ooh, and take a look at the weapon itself. It's missing the same exact petal. And the knife in this photo is most definitely the same as this murder weapon. Alabastian. Okay, so that's how they got traded around. I believe we now understand why Ambassador Alba was so nervous and agitated. It must have something to do with where Mr. Kochin was killed. A place where the Alabastian ambassador was likely to meet the Bobelise, Mr. Kochin. The place where Ambassador Alba happened to have committed murder is... Kochin was killed over here, wasn't it? Or is this a trick question? And it's trying to get me to say something. I don't think it's over there in the embassy at Bobble, because I think that would be way too obvious. Okay, this one, I honestly don't know how you're supposed to figure it out. I really don't. Because some of the other ones, I can kind of get it after thinking about it for a little bit, and I kind of make a guess, but this one, it's just... I don't know. I really don't. Like, I'm very tempted to pick this area, even though that doesn't make any sense to me, seeing as how it's the front door and everyone would see it always. But I feel like going here is a trick, and here doesn't make any sense whatsoever. I'm thinking about the door, too, but I'm gonna go with this just because it seems very unlikely. What? What? How? I'm so confused. The only place that makes sense is here at the Theatrum Neutralis. What's here? The Goodwill event was being held here today, correct? So the only place that the both of them would have been is in here. I'm sorry for my verbal flubbery. But if that's the case, then everything changes. This theater isn't actually Alabastian, and so that wipes out one of those extraterritorial rights he has. It makes logical sense, in which case it is a reason for us to investigate further. So what should we check out? Let's see. I believe we should check the immigration records for both Alabast and Bobble post-haste. Bobble's records should be easy to obtain, however, the problem will be Alabast. I wonder if they would allow us to see the records despite the order to vacate. Oh, Francisca's back? Oh, hello. I'm already one step ahead of you, Miles Edgeworth. Francisca. I have here the security footage from both Alabast and Bobble. You would do well to take a look at its contents. Yay, extra evidence. You move fast. I'm glad that all of us have telepathic powers. Avon Karma strives to be perfect in every way. It's not in my nature to keep retreating like this. I took the liberty of looking over the Bobble investigation reports as well. From now on, you will make no excuse or back down or say that we can't solve this case. I'm sorry about earlier. You won't be beaten. Because my cute little subordinate is going to try his very best, isn't he? Hasn't she patronized me enough already for a lifetime? So this video contains footage from Alabast's immigration screening area. I really hope there's something in here that we can use. Puts it in completely useless. Okay. Okay. Which minute's footage should I examine? The first one where nothing's happening. I really don't know what to examine here. I feel like the important thing is the cart that the steel samurai was pushing around. I can't really see anything that I'd like to examine here. Let's just skip straight to Mr. Samurai. What's this? The hell is that? I think that's supposed to be the baby, but that doesn't look quite right. Doesn't something about this lump's shape strike you as odd? Huh? Isn't it supposed to be this shape? No, there's clearly something odd about the bulge. If only we had the push card itself, we could compare and confirm my hunch. Next, let us check the footage from Bobble's security camera. I hope it shows us something good. Nothing. Phooey, there wasn't a single sign of a suspicious person or anything. That's right, there is the contradiction. Huh, did I miss something? You didn't miss anything, because there was nothing to miss. However, what is missing is the image of Mr. Cochin entering his own country. Yeah, that is kind of weird. But wasn't his body found in Bobble? It would appear that the true face of our final puzzle has finally revealed itself. Oh, how was he killed in there and then not taken the normal way and not just... Thank you! Judge, I know you're not here, but I know you're out there looking out for me. Well, Edgeworth, I see you fucked up everything. Don't worry, I'll give you a tiny bit of a second chance. It's like, thank you, Lord Judge. Oh, I thought that was Lang and his crew. Ambassador Alba! I thought I had asked for you and your group to vacate the premises, Mr. Edgeworth. Oh my god, this voice sounds so much better for him. Actually, I thought I should let you know that this theater sits on my country's soil. You've had your fun and I've enjoyed our little game. I dare say that you've even achieved a new high score. However, once you recorded a score that that same game can never be replayed again. Wait, what do you mean it can never be replayed? Yes, you can. You just put another quarter. How do you think I beat Contra? Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Your game is done and it's game over. You quit now. No.
Objection!
Where do you think you're going at this time of night? After admitting to my crime, I was overcome with regret. So I'm heading to the airport, now to return home. I'm afraid I can't let you do that. There are still too many issues we need to discuss with you. You can't stop me, Mr. Edgeworth, and you know it. Who? Lang? You back? Oh no, it's, Please, may I have a little bit of your time, Ambassador Alba? Ambassador Polano? Oh wow, he's getting really... Oh, that's sweat dripping off his nose, so gross. Even just a teeny tiny bit is fine with me. The already strained relationship between our countries is in a precarious situation, you know. Very well. If you insist, I will play just one more round with them and see what they want. Not that they'll get any further. Ambassador Polano, Mr. Edgeworth, all I wish is for the normalization of relationships between our countries. But there is one person standing in the way of that dream. I believe in you. You'll do what's right. I actually really like Polano. He's a super nice dude. I'm very glad it was Quercus instead of him that was the murderer. I just love that position with him, of him putting up his hand. Like, I don't know. I don't know. It's so weird. Because a lot of the time there's some huge lead up to the main villain. And, like, Quercus, I don't see is hyper threatening because... Like, if he leaves here, it doesn't affect any of us in any way. Like, the smuggling operation keeps going. Someone got murdered, and they'll never know who murdered them. But he'll be back in his own country doing whatever illegal things, and it won't affect us personally. But I do really love his design. I think it's awesome looking. Like, the whole allusion to a tree, the fact that his name is a freaking tree also, I believe. And, I don't know, he's just so awesome in that way. I do have a flight to catch after all. So I'm afraid I'm going to have to limit you to just one question. Did you kill someone? Yes, of course. I mean, oh shit. That's more than enough because I only have one question anyways. I want to hear your alibi about how you couldn't have killed Mr. Manny Cochin. Oh, I see. You seem to have a good hand this time around. This should be fun. This really is the very last chance we have to bring him down. Thank the judge for granting me more health. I won't allow even an atom-sized contradiction to slip by. Frankly, I still don't understand why I'm being placed under suspicion here. Under your hypothetical scenario, Mr. Kochin and I were fellow smugglers. But to get to the point, I was in Alabas the whole time. So it was simply not possible for me to have killed him in Bobble. That is my alibi. So that is your alibi. That is correct. It's simply not possible for me to have committed a crime in Bobble. Now that we've cleared that up, I'd appreciate it if you moved out of my way. I said hold it. What's your problem now? Well, technically, if I just keep pressing you, we never leave and we just die of old age, so I can win. What is it this time? I thought I told you I'd only allow one question. You did. But you still have yet to really answer my one question. What? Until you tell us the truth, I will refuse to budge an inch from where I'm standing. Well, I can literally just move you with my security. Very well, I'll play with you just a little longer. Miles Edgeworth is my subordinate and representative of this country's prosecutors. You are forbidden to lose. Of course. That is something I've understood from the start. That guy's the one who ordered my father killed, isn't he? Yes, I believe so. The goal of the first yacht Gracia was to capture the smuggling rings later. My father and Uncle Bad. Their legacy will live on. Through me! That's why we've just gotta catch him, okay? We will, I promise. Now, Ambassador Alba, let's have the truth now, shall we? No matter how many times you ask, my answer remains the same. Didn't do it. Yes, you did. No, I didn't. Yes, you did. Frankly, I still don't understand why I'm being placed under suspicion here. Being the leader of the smuggling ring while taking on the duties of an ambassadorship. Don't you think that the combination is more than enough reason for suspicion? Then there was the matter of the crossbow arrows and the Primadou statues. Whoa, holy shit, his objection sounds awesome. He's like, objection! All of that is nothing more than your flights of fancy. I guess that's what he's supposed to sound like, Ben. What do you mean by that? Hold it! It's not a hypothesis. Earlier we proved it to be what happened. Well, let's leave that to one side for now. Because it doesn't change the fact that I have no motive. Why do you say it like that? Because it's fun. Oh, well, so you really had no reason to kill Mr. Kochin. If you want to, I suppose I had one, then why not? I'll indulge you. After all, this is nothing more than a silly game to me. Even if that's how you see things, I'd appreciate it if you would take me seriously. I'm sorry, I just let it out sometimes. It's just evil laughs, you know? Yeah, no, I don't really know. I'm sorry, I suppose you're in a bit of a pickle. Very well. The game is no fun if the playing field isn't level. Therefore, I formally claim that I had no motive to kill. Let's see you just prove it. How can he stand there looking proud when he knows he killed another human being? Well, not going to stand by and watch him get away with his crimes. You had no motive to kill him, huh? I think I know just the piece of evidence, actually. Request to seal the Primadou statue. Handwriting matches that of Manny Kochin. Yes! Got it! If you want to know, I believe you did have a motive to kill. It was because Mr. Kochin had betrayed you. But you had your own reason too, namely you wanted to pin the smuggling ring all on him. Evil begets evil, and because you were trying to test each other, it turned into this mess. I can't get over his objection, it sounds so funny and unrealistic. I don't believe this. You have a bad penchant for telling tall tales, Mr. Prosecutor. If you're not, then I suppose you have some proof to support your argument. I never use guesswork in moving my cases forward. It has been proven that this note was written by Mr. Kochin's hand. Shall we take a look at it? Very beautiful handwriting. The content of the note is a request calling for the theft of Alabas' Primadou statue. By killing him and pushing all of the guilt for the smuggling ring onto him, you walk away spotless. I believe you understand what I'm driving at. You had more than a few reasons to kill him. Objection! Sounds like some angry, like, French Terminator almost. Are you finished with your hypothesizing? Excuse me? Let's suppose I did have a motive. Even so, a motive or thought alone can't kill. Yes, it can. Isn't that right? I didn't expect him to resort to playing the semantics game with me. It appears that this is where the real battle will begin. Now then, if you will excuse me. Wait, what? I told you at the very beginning, didn't I? You only get one question. Oh, come on. Ambassador Alba, if you could please give us just a little bit more of your time. It doesn't matter what kind of man Manny was, he was my subordinate. Which is why I would like for us to figure out the real cause of his death. That is something for Bobble to figure out, and something to which I have no relation to. Even a surprised emote is really happy. Oh, my friend's gonna go murdered unpunished. Yay, tourism. Now he's even turning down a request from Ambassador Paleno. I'm very sorry, but it seems that now even my voice falls on deaf ears. There is no need for you to apologize, Ambassador Paleno. I must find some way to stop him from leaving. This dude's theme is awesome. It's so, like, powerful. It sounds like... it really sounds like a boss track from Xenogears. Just saying. It seems that there are no further objections. In that case, please allow me to return home. What? Wait, what? Allow me to vanish. Opacity 0%. Hold it right there, Ambassador Alba. Kay? Like I said, Mr. Edgeworth, the Atakarasu's legacy will live on through me. Yes, but how do you suggest we stop him from leaving? You just leave that to me. Ambassador Alba, do you recognize this? No, and why should I recognize that tattered old organizer? Wait, where have I seen that before? That is the clue my father, Baron Faraday, left for us. Did you say Baron Faraday? Mr. Faraday's organizer. Don't tell me that it's the one from the second KG8 incident. The one in which he wrote about the Atakarasu's key. Yes, this organizer belonged to the prosecutor you had Miss Yu killed 7 years ago. I have no idea what you're talking about. You say that like it was related to me. Inside this organizer, he wrote up every detail of every evil thing you did. What an amusing little girl you are, but that sort of trickery won't work on me. If you don't believe me, then take a look at this. And what is that toy there? Oh, little thief. What are you gonna do with it? Wait, does it have Wi-Fi? Satellite? Do you have to pay data for that thing? That's... This thievery. Oh, look at her. Look at her little cape, or I guess scarf, flowing valiantly in the indoors where there's no wind. Don't worry, Mr. Edgeworth, you'll learn it too, and I'll get you a scarf. I don't want a scarf. Then I'll get you a cape. I'd look bitching with a cape, actually. Let's go with that plan. This thievery device was used by the Atakarasu, or rather by my father. 7 years ago, he said he used this when he snuck into this embassy. What? These two pieces of evidence that hold information the Atakarasu dug up on you. If you go home now, I won't hesitate to send it all to Alabast, right behind you. Little girl, get to the point. I want you to go up against Mr. Edgeworth one more time. If you win, then I'll hand over these two pieces of evidence. Atakarasu, ever the thorn in my side. Okay, does that organizer really contain any information on his dirty dealings? It's nothing case-breaking, really. Then it was just a bluff. Even if it was, we still can't let all the info my father and Uncle Bad found go to waste. Plus, the existence of Little Thief is troublesome enough for him. Those two pieces, aren't they the keepsakes of your father? It's okay. I believe in Mr. Edgeworth. He'll come out on top in the end. Kay proceeds to guess through everything, watches Quercus leave, and Kay, cry her eyes out. Well, I did my best, and that's what counts. When the going gets tough, someone's gotta be there to put the wind back in your sails. After all this time, you're still quite the feisty one. I applaud your powerful nature. Wait, who are you whipping? Oh, you're just whipping nothing. I refuse to lose this too. Ambassador Alba, you won't be returning home until you give us further testimony. How dare you all, barring a person like me? Ambassador Alba, your testimony if you please. Alright, but this is the absolute last time. Then even if you use all the power of Ambassador Polano's office, you won't stop me. I can't let this opportunity Kay has created for me go to waste. Alba's Alibi, Part 2. The last time I was met with Mr. Cochin was here at the Theatrum Neutralis. After that, I was an Alabas the rest of the time, as I stated earlier. In any case, I did not see Mr. Cochin again after that. So you see, there's no time span in which I could have killed him, wouldn't you agree? Now, since you people were practically begging, I'll allow you to question me. What an arrogant old man. Yes, I am not an arrogant old man also. Yes, but no matter, we can't allow this chance to escape us. I will warn you, though. You've reached the end of my patience. Waste my time with any inane questions and you'll all be punished. Oh, that's actually a bit more damage than normal, I believe. So any needless pressing or presenting will cost more to our case? In that case, the only thing you can do is present the correct evidence. Understood? Of course. I don't intend to let him intimidate me, even though it's terrifying. I know Mr. Cochin was killed before he returned to Babel. In which case, there is only one statement to which I need to present the evidence. The last time I met with Mr. Cochin was here at the Theatrum Neutralis. After that, I was an Alabas the rest of the time, as I stated earlier. In any case, I did not see Mr. Cochin again after that. I feel like this is the one, and I don't think we're supposed to press anything. Okay, so for some reason my editing, or my recording footage caught out, but basically I presented this one on the third, or the commemorative photo on the third piece of testimony instead of the fourth, and I think that's what messed it up. So let's try the fourth. Because I think I have the right idea. Oh, yes I do. Okay. I'd like you to take a look at this picture. It's a rather nice picture, isn't it? It was to commemorate the restoration of relations between our nations. Oh, it's commemorative, all right. One that captures the proof I need to show that it was you who committed the murder. Come again? This is the knife that killed Mr. Cochin. Ugh. I see you recognize it as well as you should, for it was you who brought it to this theater. You hid it in among the flowers you were to give to the Steel Samurai, meaning that you killed Manny Cochin here at the theater. It's time for me to catch my flight. We're not through yet. It's game over for you, Mr. Edgeworth. But I thank you for the entertainment. No matter how passionately or you orate, this end result will still be the same. I won't be returning to this country ever again. Ever. That's right. This man is an ambassador, and he has extraterritorial rights. No matter how hard we chase after him, we won't be able to have him tried in court. Yes, that's exactly the face you should be making. The face of a worthless cur. Oh. Now then, ladies and gentlemen, I bid you farewell. Gumshoe's gonna run in and punch him or something. The courts. Is there no one who can lay a finger on this man? Is this really the end? Who? Oh, Lang! Wait, how can Lang help us? I don't know about... Is it just my imagination, or does it look like he's a monobrow in that art right there? Like, his face looks really off. I don't know. Agent Lang! Sorry to keep you waiting, Mr. Prosecutor. Get out of my way! My plane is scheduled to take off soon. If I don't leave soon enough, I can't stop and get those graham crackers they sell at the airport. They're really good. Sorry, but you're not going anywhere, Mr. Alba. I'm through playing games with you people. You can't touch me. If you do, it would spark an international incident, Agent Lang. Sorry, but no, it wouldn't. What? Hey, Mr. Prosecutor. Good job holding the fort down until I got back. So, Mr. Alba, your diplomatic immunity has just been revoked. What do you mean, revoked? Spare me this nonsense and let me through. Lang Zi says, before aiming for the throat, chew the neck shield off first. Wait, before aiming through the throat, chew the neck shield off? There's not a billion pieces of armor that actually have protection to the neck, you know. Because you need to be able to bend your head, but whatever. Interpol headquarters and the Imperial household of the Kingdom of Alabast. Took a while to get things rolling, but they finally moved on it. The Imperial household? What have you done? You have been relieved of your duties as ambassador, Mr. Alba. What? 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 Effective today, effective right now. And you have Mr. Prosecutor's videotape to thank for this. The video the Yatagarasu protected. You can't be arrested simply because you're an ambassador. In that case, I thought I'd strip you of that title. You understand me, a descendant of the founder of detainment philosophy, Lang Zi. 4,000 years of deeply entrenched connections and networks around the world. Have really paid off. Wait, what happened? Why are you back to... It can't be. I don't believe this. Wait, what, okay, my ambassadorship has been revoked. Looks like you're finally coming to grips with your new standing. Woohoo! Looks like he's turned docile again. He's probably in shock from the loss of his shield. What a shame. I had so wanted to use my whip on him. Why is this happening to me? I'm just a hard-working, honest ambassador. Is this gonna, like, pull up and he has, like, a split personality or something? Do you really think you can pull that show on us now? Or do you really think you can still pull that on us now? We've already ripped away the mask and seen you for who you really are. Mr. Alba. Whoa. Whoa. Before you saw Super Saiyan 2, but allow me to show you. Super Alba 3. No, I won't be stopped now. He still intends to fight us. So what if I'm no longer an ambassador? You still don't have any evidence on me. The fact remains that you cannot arrest me. I'd expected no less from you, the boss of the smuggling ring. Well, the rest is up to you, Mr. Prosecutor. Understood. You say that I killed Mr. Kochin in the theater. But even if it's true that there was a knife in my bouquet, I left that bouquet in the theater. So anyone could have taken it out from there and used it, right? Wow, these are like the most terrible excuses, the most petty things. Besides, the claim that he was killed here itself is odd. After all, wasn't his body discovered in Bobble? Are you claiming that I carried his body all the way over there? I'll be the one to prove whether it's preposterous or not. Ex-Ambassador Alba, are you ready? Because this is no game. It really is not any game anymore. I killed Mr. Kochin in this theater using a knife that was stuck in my bouquet. I left that bouquet in the theater. Anyone could have taken the knife from there. Wait, did I just read that first sentence? Besides, Mr. Kochin's body was discovered in Bobble, right? There's no way for me to have transported his body from the theater to Bobble. On the samurai cart, that's what it was used for, wasn't it? Oh, wow. You already stolen my ambassadorship from me. Would you have me surrender too? You have no plans to ever return to this country, isn't that right? Did you know that a bunch of your subordinates are seeking asylum because of you? Ha 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 ha. As if I care. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, boot this guy out of the embassy and we can finally end everything. I know, and I will give it my all to see that he leaves in handcuffs. Without the title of ambassador, he's just another witness. Yes, just another witness. Ah, yeah, just in my thief gloves. Oh, wow, those gloves are way too small for her hands. They don't even go up to her wrists completely. I'd hate wearing those things. Alright, what are we waiting for? Let's get this guy. And get him good. I wonder if they understand that all I can do is present evidence to the testimony. Yeah, everyone's treating Edgeworth like he has to be the one to defeat Alba. I killed Mr. Kochin in this theater using a knife that was stuck in my bouquet. Oh, I know where. I know exactly what you did. Yes, there is. I'll show you that little cart. Where's the cart? Got it. Actually, I do believe there was a way to transport the body out of the theater. Perhaps you should give this a look. What is that supposed to be? It's footage from a security camera that captured the state of immigration area. Should I congratulate you on getting your hands on it? Just letting you know that we're not the only ones watching your every movement. I thank you for all that warning. Now if you could take a good look at this section here. This lump here inside the pushcart, do you know what's causing it? Should I? Because I don't. In that case, allow me to enlighten you. This is the cause of the unnatural lump under the cloth on the pushcart. What is the meaning of this showing me that? It's to say that the unnatural bulge in the pushcart is Mr. Kochin's body. You had the Steel Samurai wheel his body away from the real crime scene. What a guess. But I wonder if you have any evidence to support it. I admit that for now it's but a hypothesis, however. You can't prove it, then I'm afraid I must be on my way. I don't have any more time to play with you people. That face Gumshoe's making, he's like, I did it, I've been useful all case long. I swear, Mr. Edgeworth, can you promote me? Can I get like a Walmart coupon or something with my paycheck? Yes, you may, Gumshoe. You have done an outstanding job. Sorry it took so long, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Gummy? Detective Gumshoe, is that the Steel Samurai's pushcart? Yes, sir. I found it in the open-air stage area. So that's where you went. The detective spirit that Pops left me with. I thought I'd follow my gut and go with it, sir. I'm actually really happy that he seems to be, even though he's still less than adequate, he's still becoming a better detective. I like that. I like the fact that he's not just being treated as, like, the goofball for the entire series that's completely useless and can't do anything. So, Mr. Edgeworth, is this worth anything to the case? Yes. It just might play a major role in solving this case, Detective. But something isn't right. I thought that the entire samurai family was an Alabast. Where exactly in the open-air stage area did you find this pushcart? Found it just lying there at the edge of the stage, sir. Oh? Well, let's at least have a look at it for now, inside and examine the thing. Do it. Yes, sir. Yeah, tilt camera, once I can figure out how to do blood. It's blood. This must be Mr. Kochin's blood, which only goes to prove that Mr. Kochin's body was indeed transported by this pushcart. I believe you understand what this means, correct? That you killed Mr. Kochin at this theater, then placed the body inside the pushcart. And then, you forced the Steel Samurai to unwittingly move the body for you. Objection! I forced him to move the body into Alabast. What nonsense! Why would I bother to do such a thing? You were scheduled to make a speech in Alabast, meaning it was difficult for you to make a stop in Babel. However, what if you moved the body to Alabast? Because it was your embassy, you could keep an eye on it and tamper with the evidence. And then you smuggled it out of Alabast. No! If I can show how you moved the body from Alabast to Babel, then I win. But you can't. The security between the two countries is incredibly tight. I'll be the one that can judge whether or not I can prove it. And so I ask you to provide us with testimony regarding your movements after you returned to Alabast. Miles Edgeworth, have you figured it out? Do you know how the body was moved? To be honest, I have nothing to support my hypothesis at this time. However, I don't believe I've made a mistake in my logic up to this point. Which means there is no question that can't be answered, right? The primitive statue was smuggled successfully through a brief flight through the air. So why shouldn't there be an answer as to how the body was moved? Which means that there must be a logic flaw somewhere I can exploit. Movements in Alabast. After I returned to Alabast, I had my picture taken with a Steel Samurai shaking hands. Then just as I was about to start my speech, the Yatagarasu appeared. I feared for the national treasure, so I raced back to my office. Is that all? Yes, that's all.
Objection!
It looks like you left out a few things, such as the murder of Damas too. Furthermore, you left out the part about meeting with me in your office. All those trifling matters. I don't believe I need to speak of those things again. Why am I talking so slow? I do so hate to waste time. What? You... Is not every life precious? Do you really need me to answer that for you? People like you cannot be allowed to wander freely through society. Then you'd better try hard, because I doubt you'll find a single contradiction. He's really full of himself, isn't he? Yes, he is. How can he be so confident at a time like this? Ha ha ha. Come, don't be shy. Go ahead and ask whatever you'd like. Are you the smuggling ringleader? Yes. I mean, no, shit. After I return to Alabama. Oh yeah, okay. So this isn't a new testimony. This is exactly what he said before. But now it's even more scary because I feel like we're going to have to, like, press some of these statements soon. And he's gonna punish us for pressing all of them. I can't see an answer, so we're just gonna press them. So I feel like that's the point of this whole, like, oh, you'll be punished for pressing system, is because I can't find a single contradiction. Mr. Edgeworth. He's totally dead on the inside, just like a hollow tree. You're the only one that can cut him down to size, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. At this point in time, we lack the information required to fight back properly. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, just say the word and I'll get him talking for you. Yeah, we have quite the interrogation team on the right side over there. On the left side, we have doofy detective. I don't know, like someone from the 1800s. And, Kay. And on the right side, we have like a practical bodybuilder over here that looks like he could punch a hole through a metal door. And Whip Lady from Castlevania. We got some real scary people on our side, huh, Kay? Look at that glove adjust. She's like, oh, I'm getting ready to kill somebody. Well, I'm all ready to help out, Gummy. How about you? Can't believe even you're getting into this. In that case, I'm ready too, sir. Everyone, please calm down. I'll think of something. Yeah, the way that played out makes me think that I'm going to have to press all of these, or at least press until I find something. So why was it only with the Steel Samurai I thought the Pink Princess was also around? The Pink Princess was suffering from a bad hip at the time. Oh, did you see those hips, by the way? Oh, man. I could get to that all day long. Please stop talking about this. I don't need any imagery in my head. And the doctors recommended that she rest. Wow, so you do have a soft side after all. The pain of a bad hip. Suppose none of you can really understand how it feels. Oh, so you intend to strain your back as well, huh? But isn't that just because you're normally all hunched over? You did need to keep up the act no matter what, I suppose. The point of this is not to discuss my back problems. For about 15 minutes after our handshake, I was in my office preparing for the speech. Really, there's no reason to ever have, like, kept that act up in the first place. Like, your country would be completely fine if you just presented yourself like this. In fact, I think they'd be more enthralled if you looked like this. Oh, but he's not punishing us for pressing anymore, so I guess this is what we're supposed to do. That Yatagarasu was just a trick that you had set up. Ha ha ha. A most amusing joke, and how do you propose that I set it up? If you really want to know, I can explain it in detail for you. You arranged the spotlights in the rose garden so that you were to take the stage. The audience would see the Yatagarasu's shadow. Oh, that's an interesting tale. Sadly, it has nothing to do with me. You. What's it going to take for you to fess up to anything? Very well then, let's move on to a different question. After the Yatagarasu appeared, what was the state of the rose garden? I noticed that we haven't used almost any of the evidence having to do with that fountain whatsoever. Everyone took refuge inside the embassy. I even helped with the effort. And then once everyone was inside, well... And what happened after you returned to your office? I don't want to keep on repeating this, however. Upon my return, I had a stroke of bad luck and bumped into Masked Man. And I don't want to keep on repeating this either. But his name was Damas too. Who cares what he was called? He's dead now. By the time he got to the Primadou statue that he was supposed to steal, it had already been swapped for a fake. Talk about an unlucky man. Being bludgeoned to death with a fake statue. Doesn't matter what you were bludgeoned to death with, really. If it's a fake statue or a real statue, you're still dying and bleeding on the ground. This Von Karma's really letting her whip fly now. And the scary part is her silence while she's doing it. She must be at the limit of her patience as well. But physical attacks are meaningless here. We must use magic. Quick, Von Karma. Agi. Only evidence will suffice. I can't find a single flaw in this argument. Oh, okay, so I was supposed to press everything. At this rate, I won't be able to prove that he's actually guilty of anything. Are we finished here? Miles Edgeworth, can you not come up with how the body was moved to Bobble? Sir? Mr. Edgeworth? Even after proving so much. Is he going to get away with it? Is this the end? Who now? I can't even think of anyone else. It appears that we made it just in time. Please tell me that one is an old bag. It would be a great honor if you would allow us to be your allies in battle. Evil Magistrate, it's time for you to pay. It's the Steel Samurai? No, you are mistaken, for I am Steel Samurai Daddy, married man of Neo World Tokyo. Well, that's Larry. And this is Pink Princess Mommy. Please don't let that be old bag. Please let that be the real one. God damn it. Edgy Poo. Oh. Literally, this case is ending with every single character in the same room, which would be utter chaos, and I love it. The two people that I wanted to see the least. Larry, what are you two doing here? Way to show your gratitude, Edgy. We just wanted to help. Yeesh. I'm gonna get the bad guy with a single thrust of my samurai spear. Go away. How can you be so mean to us, Edgy Poo? All three of us came to lend a hand, and this is how you treat us? Well, isn't this grand? And I see they managed to find the Iron Infant. Does that really matter right now? Hey! Is it just me, or is the Iron Infant completely soaked? Oh, it was in the water? Oh yeah. I found him in Bobble, but he was in the middle of the pool. Wait a second. Larry, go back to what you just said. Huh? Oh, it appears that we made it. No, not that far back. Something about finding the Iron Infant in Bobble. And he found it in a pool. Oh, okay, because someone would have had to take in the original infant out of the carriage to make room for the body. I don't recall there being one in Bobble. Oh, that. Well, I was in Alabasta the whole time. So I have no idea how the Iron Infant wound up in Bobble. I thought I had lost him in the Rose Garden. But I guess maybe this cute kid can swim, huh? Wait, what? Larry, you lost the Iron Infant in the Rose Garden? Are you sure about that? Yeah, I'm sure. But I found him in... That's enough, Larry. Love, I was just cutting him off now. The Iron Infant that Larry lost managed to move between the two countries. Furthermore, the Iron Infant was found soaked in the middle of a pool. But basically, it's asking what allowed the Iron Infant to take the trip it did. I don't actually know the answer here, but it sounds like it's the bilateral symmetry, because there's a pool on one side and not on the other. Because isn't there only one pool? Oh, that's right. This embassy was built with bilateral symmetry in mind. Or is it the fact that there are two pools and they connect to each other? Detective Gumshoe. Yes, sir? There is a location I wish for you to examine post-haste. This is where I believe the route used to smuggle Mr. Cochin's body lies. Does something like that really exist, sir? An embassy built on bilateral symmetry, meaning that this is where we need to examine. Here. There should be a pool there, right? Yes, sir. I'll be back before you know it. It's too late. It doesn't matter what you do. It's all a waste of time. You will stay here with us and wait. Oh, I'd want to see, like, a hand-to-hand combat between Alba and Lang. It'd be like the movie of the century. This is Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth, it's here, sir. There's a reservoir here, just like in the Rose Garden. Oh, wow, you couldn't see it because of the thing. Just as I suspected. What is it? The two sides of this embassy are mirror images of each other, which means that there was also a pool at the corresponding location on the Bobble side. Mr. Kochin's body was moved into Bobble through the pool in Alabast. Objection! Avoiding the topic with a vague answer like that is unbecoming of a prosecutor. Yes, unbecoming of you. If you don't mind, I'd like to see more physical proof if you have any. The Iron Infant is positively soaked in water. Why do you think that is? It's because he was fished out of a pool, and not just any pool, it was the Bobblese one. I think it's pretty obvious at this point what must be true. Yeah, they're connected. The water reservoirs in the two courtyards are connected. And where is your proof that the two sides are connected? We can just go look. The proof is right there before your eyes. The half-drowned Iron Infant. What? This blasted doll. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm back. Hey. Don't tell me you guys figured everything out without me. We did, thanks to this hero of Justice's son. Even if he is just a doll, he managed to help foil the villain. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor. Look, I don't want to say this, but it's kind of unlikely that the body just happened to have passed through to Bobble. This guy's a doll, and he's small, so I can believe it made it, but he has a point. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Wouldn't the body get kind of soaked? That's right, I'm glad someone here understands. Mr. Edgeworth, are you going to next propose that the dead body can swim through a pipe? You see, Mr. Prosecutor, our chase is after this man is far from over. Agent Lang. Why is he helping Mr. Alba out now? He's not. He realized a flaw in my argument and is helping to move the logic along. In which case, I should return the favor and find an answer. And another thing. Mr. Kochin's body was found in his office in Bobble. So what happened to his body after it was transported to the open-air stage? Mr. Alba had an accomplice in Bobble, remember? You mean Sheena. Right. With her there, you can see how it is possible to move the body up to the office. Are you seriously claiming that she swam through the connecting pipe with the body? He's right, Miss Sheena would have drowned if she did that. It's hard to imagine that she swam through the connecting pipe. It looks like your hypothesis. It looks like your hypothesis about how the body was moved is still only half-baked. In the end, it's all just the befuddled musings of an accusatory man. Now then, I believe you should give up and allow me passage. Because from the start, there was no feasible method of transporting the body. What? Mr. Prosecutor, recall Sheena's movements. What was happening in the embassy around the time Miss Sheena was in Bobble? Ooh, if there was a way to get rid of the water in the pool. Get rid of the water. Aha, that's it. Now I believe it is time we are really done, right? So I can go back to my country with my 9 wives and murder someone else. Unfortunately for you, it's far from over, Mr. Alba. You are the most persistent man I've ever met. Are you saying that though you've thought of a way to move a body of water, or move the body through the water? Move the body through the water? That is completely unrelated to how it was done. Excuse me? The reason I say that is because there wasn't any water at the time. What do you mean there wasn't any water? Just what it sounds like. Tonight's events made it possible to drain the water, allowing the body to be moved. The fountain spouts? The fire? Oh, the fires! Did they use the fires to put out the water? Or the fires to put out the... God damn it! They used the water to put out the fire is what I mean to say. Tonight the Yatagarasu set fire to a variety of locations in the Bobbly's embassy. In order to put the fires out, much of the reservoir's water was used. When the water was used, the reservoir's water level went down. If enough water was drained, the connecting pipe could be used to traverse the border. So what? The water level went down. The reservoirs were connected? Does any of this even matter? You can't prove any of this. Pretending to be ignorant won't work on me. We both know what kind of situation we're in right now. Even in a game, there comes a critical, game-changing moment. A moment in which you hit a wall you must overcome in order to beat the game. Cough, cough, Ornstein and Smog. Cough, cough, Agni and Rudra. I haven't lost yet. I found the route that you used to smuggle the body, and that route will lead you to your defeat. Even if all the water was just used by the firefighting effort, you still can't really call that a smuggling route. I know that. I should have figured that you would notice. Hey, Mr. Alba, how deep are those pools anyway? I'll have you know those pools are extremely deep. That's not really an exact measurement, but okay. And there are no ladders or footholds along the walls either. It would be difficult for Sheena to hold the body and climb out of the pool. Ladders or footholds along the walls? There's no need for such things. What do you mean? If one were to use a certain something, they could go up or down the pool at will. Oh, it looks like you've got an answer already. Well, what are you waiting for, Mr. Prosecutor? Enlighten us already. The way in which Sheena and the body were able to rise up to ground level. If there was a way to control the water level, that could be the way the body was moved. This was used so that the body and Miss Sheena could move up and down in the pool. It was the, guitar pick. No, I actually don't know. My only guess is it would be this thing. I'm just gonna say it, because it sounds reasonable. Mr. Alba used the fountain spouts in a manner of speaking. He used the fountain spouts? How so? The water level in the pools can be controlled by opening and closing the spouts. The Sheena and the body were lifted upward by the buoyancy in the water. The fire on the Bobbly's side and the firefighting effort. Those were set in motion all for the sake of the smuggling Mr. Cochin's body. Wow, this is a really elaborate plan. Shall I show you where the final destination of my train of logic leads? First, Mr. Alba closed the fountain spouts in advance in preparation of things to come. Then he took the push cart that was brought to the rose garden and pushed it along with the Iron Infant into Mr. Cochin's body into the pool. At this time, Miss Sheena was busy conveniently starting the first fire in Bobble. And then she made for the open-air stage's pool to wait for the firefighting effort to begin. When the firefighters used the water in that pool, the water level went down. And by the time the fire was put out, the pipe between the two pools was exposed. Oh, I see. That'd be terrifying, though, if, like, you accidentally got sucked into part of, like, those little water drainage things. Like, holy shit, that would terrify me to no end. This is when she pushed the cart from Alabas into Bobble. Once that was accomplished, Mr. Alba simply opened the fountain spouts once more. And the water level rose up to its original level, along with Miss Sheena on the body. After that, Miss Sheena used the pushcart to carry the body up to the Secretariat's office. There is an elevator in the embassy after all, so you see. Even with her small frame, she could easily have transported Mr. Cochin's body. And that wraps up my thorough explanation of how the body was moved. Oh. Well, ex-Ambassador Alba just rubbing salt in the wound. What do you think? Not so untouchable without your precious extraterritorial rights to protect you, are you? I knew you could do it, Mr. Edgeworth. Way to fight back. Objection! You accuse me of moving the body across country lines. But when you get down to the nitty-gritty, you don't have what it takes to indict me. The nitty-gritty? What does that old man want now? Poof. I believe poof. Or proof. I thought he said poof. I'm like, what is poof? Proof, I believe, is what he seeks. Yes, proof. Without any who's to say whether or not any of what you said really happened. He wants proof? What are we going to do, Mr. Edgeworth? There's no need to worry. I had all the proof we needed all along. The body wasn't the only thing to go through the pools connecting the pipe tonight. Just as Detective Gumshoe found the pushcart in the open-air stage area. So too did I find one other item there. And that piece of evidence is what will prove that the pools were the smuggling route. This is another thing that was smuggled over to Bobble's open-air stage area. My prosecutor's badge. Would it be the counterfeit bills, or... Oh, would it be the statue? Would it be the Alabastion knife? Blade determined to be Alabastion, the flowers. Well, let's see. The Alabastion knife was in the bouquet, and the bouquet was used to... And the Alabastion knife was used to kill Cochin, but he was on the other side, so... Doesn't that mean that after Cochin was killed, she... trying to think of... Well, she killed Mr. Cochin, the knife would have had to come along too, over to the other side? Oh, I don't know, but we were trying to figure out how they transported all the pieces of evidence across and not just one piece. So, take that! This is the defining piece of evidence that will prove my hypothesis. I don't think that proves anything. What? I think it's about time we put an end to this ridiculous farce of a trial. If I'm not mistaken, all you're doing is trying to trick me with psychological gimmicks. If I continue on like this, Mr. Alba will find a way to worm his way out of this. The body wasn't the only thing to go through the pool's connecting pipe tonight. What else? Wait, the guitar pick? I don't remember the origin of that. Found the guitar pick at the open-air stage. It looks like a guitar pick. It's also wet for some reason. This is it? But why the guitar pick? Through the open-air stage and into the Secretariat's office along with the body. Yeah, but why that? Just as Detective Gumshoe found the pushcart in the open-air stage area. There must be a reason as to why the other item was there as well. This was another thing that was smuggled. The guitar pick? But why? Take that! And what exactly is this? You have no idea, do you? This little piece that I found in the Bob Lee side will be your undoing. Your guitar pick? Would you care to explain how this is going to do me in, as it were? Much to your chagrin, perhaps, but this is not a guitar pick. Wait, it's not? What? This is something I found at the open-air stage, which was transported with the body. I naturally assumed that you would recognize it since you took a photo with it after all. But since you don't, allow me to fill you in on what I found at the stage actually belongs to. I don't know what the hell that thing goes to. Oh, wait a minute. It's the missing thing on the knife. I just thought about it. It's missing the pedal. Let us take a good look at the murder weapon that was used to kill Manny Cochin. On the handle of this knife, there is a beautifully blooming flower. However, it would appear that it's missing a single petal. Now, let's see what happens when we try to fit this pick in that open slot. It's a perfect fit. I assume that the petal must have fallen off of the flower during Mr. Cochin's murder, and that it was accidentally placed into the pushcart along with Mr. Cochin's body. That is an interesting story, nothing more. Oh, I assure you, it's more than just a story. Because for some odd reason, this flower petal was wet when I found it. It was wet, you say? Yes, and the only place it could have gotten wet is from the open-air stage's pool. Now, I ask you, how did a part of the smuggling weapon, how did a part of a weapon which was smuggled into the theater wind up in the open-air stage area on the Bob Lee side of the embassy? I don't think I need to waste any words explaining this, as this petal explains it all for me. It proves that someone from the Rose Gardens pool, went from the Rose Gardens pool on through into Bobble. Impossible! The people of Zhang have been waiting to see you face to face, Mr. Alba. I'll tell everyone back home We'll be there soon. You should be happy.
Why?
Why? It's a little too late to be asking that question. You should have known from the very beginning. When you took your first life. Oh, I'm sure he's killed many more people than that one guy. I assure you. No matter how you may plot or how you may try to cover it all up, you can never hide your crime and what you've done. Because we're here to see to it that justice is served to people like you.
You can't call what you've given a perfect argument.
What? You know, I don't think this guy is going to ever admit to his wrongdoings, Mr. Edgeworth. Because he values himself above all else. People who can't be negotiated with are people who refuse to admit when they've lost. I don't believe those kinds of people really exist because everyone breaks eventually. You're right. In that case, I have no choice but to use all the evidence I have. I'll use it all until he breaks under the weight of his crimes. Mr. Alba, I request that you testify once more. This really will be the end of the line. Oh, really? Damn, how much longer is this going to go on for?